We're going to show you how to make this bird's nest ornament with some natural vines and 2 bowls, and you're going to love this because it's so easy to make. So let's make this easy bird's nest ornament. We make small ones, but you can really make these in any size. Just choose the bowl by what size you want your nest to be. When your nest is finished, you can decorate it with herbs and flowers, and don't forget the eggs. But first we need to gather the vines. We're using honeysuckle vines from yard cuttings. We could also use Virginia creeper, which has 5 leaves in clusters, or we could use the thin strands of morning glory, which often have heart-shaped leaves. These are a bit thin, but they look nice added to thicker vines. Really, any flexible vine will do, except of course the poisonous ones. Never touch vines with clusters of 3 leaves. Here's a close-up look of poison ivy leaves. Really, any plant material can cause a rash, so we recommend wearing gloves when working with plant material, and make it a point to try to learn which vines are which. Any fresh vine can be brittle, so after you strip the leaves from your vines, like we did with our honeysuckle vines, you want to soak them overnight in water. Then you're going to need 2 bowls, one that will fit inside the other. The idea is we're going to coil the vines into spirals, put them into the larger bowl, and then we're going to use the small bowl to hold it down and put some books on top and allow it to dry. We like to make a very small coil too, to put right down into the bottom of the nest, because that's the part that tends to be a bit thin. And then you just tuck in all your edges, and that's really the hardest part. These will want to spring out before you get it all put together. But once you have all the vines tucked in, find a set of books or a bottle of water and set it on top, because the next hardest part is going to be leaving it alone until it's good and dry. Sometimes we like to use terracotta like this, with the idea that the terracotta will help wick away the moisture, and there's some holes in it to help airflow. You could also use a small colander with holes in it, but you can really use any kind of bowl at all, as long as you're patient and wait for the vines to get dry. If you take your nest out too soon, it might not hold its shape, but if you're patient and the vines have a chance to dry, it will hold its shape indefinitely, and you can clean it with a damp paintbrush year after year and just keep using it for decorations. So now that our nest is ready, we're going to make an arrangement on this glass cake plate. We're going to put some pieces of moss and some spring flowers in different colors, and the idea is that the nest will be the center piece of this arrangement, but we'll be able to pour water into the cake plate and keep the flowers and the moss fresh for several days. You can then take the flowers out now and then and freshen them up, and then your arrangement will look pretty good for a long time. Well, we'd love to see your nest projects on the Steffi McCarthy Home Talk, Pinterest, or Facebook pages. Until next time. Be inspirational. Be wonderful. Be surprising. Be sweet. Be creative. Be astounding. Be all these things and more at SteffiMcCarthy.com.